Yeah.
Look at that. This is the mountain, the cave.
So we have a quick few rules we're going to go through before we actually enter. So first one is to not touch any formations. Even a single handprint can set back its growth for 10 years if it does not outright destroy it. So please no flash photography on any of the salamanders. You can take flash photography on anything else, just not on salamanders, because the flashing light can actually cause them to go blind. No food or drinks within the cave system. It's okay if it's like in your purse or anything like that. If not, there's also a spot at a table that you can let you put yourself down on. Alright, are you guys ready to explore?
Okay, yes.
Let's go.
Carry it. Can I carry like this?
Yes.
Yes, that's fine.
Yes, in the bag.
Yeah, as long as you're not like opening it up. That's fine.
Okay, let me see. Let me drink a little bit.
Sometimes just think it's
Tapos maihi ka.
There we go.
Hala, nandito na. Uy, hala, malamig. Naka-jacket sila. Oh my God. So lamig-lamig.
Wow, it's cool. Sabi nga, hindi siya magdala ka ng ganyan, malamig.
Yun nga naisip ko eh. Ay, dyan tayo dadaan sa likod.
Oh. Sabi niya, follow me.
You say that follow me, so she's following you.
Just following.
Please do not touch formations.
Okay. So there are many different kinds of rock formations. One of the most common are soda straws. So though they're small kind of things you see on the ceiling, so they're kind of like this. They are hollow in the center. So they're the starter formations. Then once they start getting a little bigger, they come into stalactites. So stalactite is solid in the center, and usually when you find stalactites on the ceiling, you have stalagmites. So stalagmites grow up from the bottom. You tell the difference between a stalactite holds tight to the ceiling. A stalagmite, you might trip over it. Oh. So when they start to come together in the middle, you'll get what's called a column or stagnate.
Okay.
It's just easier to see when you can visualize it.
There's a lot, huh?
Yes. So we have a lot of fossils in our cavern. So unfortunately, a lot of it's covered by rock formations, but a few of the ones that we will see on our tour are like crinoids. So I know that looks like a plant, but that is actually an animal.
Oh, that's inside?
Yeah, well, the fossils of it, yeah. So you'll see some of those.
Bones?
Yes. So, yes, so those are related to sea lilies, which is your sea stars and your sea cucumbers. Then there are the more extinct ones that no longer have any living descendants, like your Archimedes, blastoids, and ammonites. They've all died out, unfortunately.
Shells now.
So
we can see it inside? See them?
We'll only see ones kind of like this. We won't see in the big ones, unfortunately.
Okay.
On our tour, we won't see a full one. Yeah, so this is a very special Crystal Caverns cave spider.
So, no snake.
Yeah,
Spring.
so it is related to the common cellar spider. However, this one is thought to have come into our cave about 5 million years ago. Wow. So this one, they are completely blind. They have no eyes. They don't have any pigmentation, so they're completely see-through. They're so small that they can actually fit in the space inside each one of these letters. So yes, they're very small.
Are they still around or not?
Oh yeah, they're still around. They just now, of course, in the main contenders for the show, we have salamanders. So we have cave salamanders. Usually we see spotted tails, which is these more orange ones.
Do they bite?
Yes. But it wouldn't hurt that bad. Then we have slimy salamanders, which are black ones. So that is
salamanders?
Yes, so that is spotted tail. So their scientific name, Lucifiga, means avoids light.
It's just
avoids light. Oh no.
Oh yeah, it's okay. They'll be okay for a little bit. He found this area. He decided to drill out blast. So all the rooms themselves are natural. However, they tell it's a cave cricket because its antenna is 2 to 3 times its size.
That's a cricket.
Yes, and then there's a bigger one right there. So
yeah.
So it has antennas 2 to 3 times its size, and that it is also has a smaller body to. All right, so we'll show you. So right up here on the top of the staircase, this is the only formation you're allowed to touch. So this is called Dead Fred.
Please do not touch. No.
So this is called Dead Fred. He was unfortunately killed off in the 30s, so you can touch him if you wonder what's up. So this is calcium carbonate, this hard part.
Touch?
Yes. And this crystal-like color, that is calcium calcite. So yeah, you can touch it, see what it feels like. But please don't touch it. So this cavern did not form through erosion. It formed actually through acid eating away.
It's
So
very
in the
nice.
case of Etna Mountain, these are formed by a top layer of sandstone, a bottom layer of sandstone, and then this middle area, there used to be limestone. And yeah, so that's, and then as rainwater came down, it picked up carbon dioxide, turning into carbonic acid, which then would go through the ground. It would pick up minerals, things like that. And when it reaches the limestone layer, it eat away. And that's how
So
the caverns
that's
forms.
really a natural formation?
Yes, this is natural formation.
Wow.
Yes.
It's
So,
made when the waters dropped
yes, water
a
ate
long
away.
time ago.
And then also where some of the water is deposited. So that's how the cavern
How
itself.
about on the bottom? That's artificial?
No. So this is all natural. All natural.
Wow.
So if you look
All
up,
natural.
you can see some soda straws, things like that. on the
Looks
ceiling.
like an elephant.
Oh yeah, a lot of people say it's elephant.
Yeah.
So here, I can explain a few things right now. So we call these like imagination formations.
Mm-hmm.
That is where when you look at it, you can see different creatures, people, things like that. So sometimes it looks like an elephant. Other people have said like a walrus, things like that. If you look right here,
Which one is a snake?
this is snake rock. We call it that. So when I take my
Oh, like
flash off
cobra.
it-
Oh,
yeah.
just like a snake. The
Yeah.
head.
Head.
Yes,
Like a cobra.
And it's like a witch too.
yes, it is. So and then we kind
Yeah,
of
that one is, look at that. This looks like the head of the
Yeah.
cobra.
Yes, and then I have then we have a rhinoceros kind of back here. You can see his two horns right here,
Yeah.
and then he wears a party hat. So for the bigger groups, we have like the kids and stuff sing to it for happy birthday. Yes, then this one I'll show you this one later on, so you can't really
So
tell
what's
from
that?
a single. This one kind of looks like Abraham
Oh,
Lincoln.
it looks like an angel on my camera. Look at
Yeah,
that.
it looked like angel.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And of course, that white stuff is calcium
And
calcite.
there is wings on it. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, so I like that. So we're gonna explain some of the formations real quick. So on top here, the small ones right here, those are called soda straws. So that's
Oh.
beginning formation.
Hold on. I saw a bird,
Bird?
just like a hawk. Look at that on my picture. Can you see that?
Oh yeah, that does kind of
Yeah.
look like a bird.
That's
cool.
just like an eagle.
Yeah, looks pretty cool.
Wow. Okay,
they're-
the formation, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. So yeah, so these are small ones. They're called slow in the center. And as they start getting bigger and longer, they will start getting narrower until they finally seal off.
So what is the white color?
The white color, that's calcite. So that is the most common crystal form of carbonate.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
All
the
natural,
stone.
huh?
All natural, yes.
Oh,
And then
wow.
once it seals off in the middle, you get a stalactite, and it'll keep going down. Usually, when you have stalactites, you'll then have a stalagmite, and stalagmites are always solid throughout. And then, as we saw on the board, so when a stalactite, actually a stagnate or a pillar,
that crystal.
yes, you
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's calcium calcite. So
Look like diamond.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's
So we actually had this guy radiologically
like
dated.
sparkling.
So up there, so the average formation in our area grows 1 cubic inch per century, or about an ice cube
Century, huh?
per 100 years. So we actually had this radiologically dated. It is over 500,000 years old.
Oh,
Half a million.
500 years old.
Yep,
Anyway, I
500,000
had a
years.
question.
Crazy.
You think long time ago the Native American live in here in this cave?
There are a little bit of artifacts, things like that. We did find a basic burial at the front, but they didn't really go back into this cavern. But some of the other caves and stuff.
Yeah, the Lucy.
We're gonna walk on a little bit.
Okay.
But I saw that. Where is the hawk? Look at that. Oh, the eagle.
So please watch your steps.
You see
To the
that?
right there is a holy ground right here. So please keep your
It's wet, so be careful.
Yeah. So as you're walking through our cavern, you'll notice a lot of clay and stuff like in.
Yeah.
That all washed in here during the 1867 flood, which was the largest flood in our region. Yeah, so it washed in a lot of clay and other organic material into our cavern. Through here. So a lot of our cavern forms form through carbonic acid, but that's not the only acid that you'll find in this area. So some of these holes, things like that, this is caused by tannic acid. So it comes from decaying plant matter in animals. And so tannic acid really does not like being under pressure. So it becomes very chemically active, and it'll start forming a whirlpool and vortex.
That's the black one?
No. So the black's actually rust.
Ah, okay.
So I'll explain. So like this hole itself is formed
Oh.
from volcanic acid, and it'll start eating away at the ceiling,
Huh.
Okay.
and it'll eventually reach the surface where you'll get like a water spring or an entrance to a cave later on. Or in the case of like Florida, it can cause sinkholes, things like that.
Yeah.
So that brown color she's talking about, that is actually rust.
Oh, the rust,
So,
the
yes.
black one.
Yeah, so this area is incredibly high in iron. There's a
Oh.
lot of mining in our area, and on this side,
Just like a curtain, me,
So
look.
kind of like brown spot right here.
There is a curtain.
Little brown spot right there.
iron?
Yes,
A
that is an
design.
iron deposit.
If I have
Yeah,
a
we
home
get a
like
lot of
this,
iron
it's
in our area.
beautiful.
There's also some coal mining. That's actually caused by the Greenland boundary, the fault line of the rocks.
So why it becomes line? Because of the water leaking on it?
Yes, because of the water leaking.
Yeah.
So this is just a common fractured line of the rocks. And then
Wow.
we just get
Curious.
Yes.
Okay.
This
on the
looks
top
like
is, dirt, right? How deep is it? The deep to.
Right here, I would have to guess there's probably about 10 feet of this rock, and then probably over it, there's probably maybe 10 or 15.
You know,
Leo
like in
Lambert-
Philippines, there's a lot of cave.
Yes. There is.
We're from Philippines.
So like Leo Lambert, he just really wanted this cavern in Ruby Falls to
Parang
connect.
bibig na
Yeah.
lang.
So he started digging, trying to find a way to get into our caverns. So he dug as deep as he could. He couldn't
Yeah.
find anything. So he just wrote his name on the wall and left it as that.
Okay.
1952, when he died, his estate sold it to the Smith brothers.
Okay.
They were cavers, explorers, so they knew that there had to be a deeper part of this cavern because when there was heavy flooding,
Wow.
the water quickly would
So
away.
nice.
So there had to be a lot of empty rooms and space.
Yeah.
So they traced that flowstone back up there. See that?
Uh-huh.
So they traced that flowstone up the hole for a tunnel.
Yeah, there is a
to the
hole.
right. And so as you go deeper in, there's a pinch, which is a pretty small space. It is about 13 inches, which is, trust me, not big as you're trying to fit through that. So the Smith brothers were not small men. They are 6'2" and 220 pounds.
Six.
So, 6'2". So yeah, that's
6'2".
that's pretty big. I'm gonna show you guys what they call the push and pull method. That's how they get through. You have to take off all of your safety gear because it just won't fit through with you. You have to take off your helmet. Once you are ready to go through, feet together, hands up like you're about to go diving.
Okay.
All right.
Oh.
So put your head into your shoulder. Breathe out. Then your friend grabs your feet and he pushes you through the hole. Yes, this is very dangerous. So if done incorrectly, you can break an arm, break a rib. If you happen to sneeze or cough, your lungs will expand, and even if you breathe out, then you could still be stuck in that position.
Wow.
Yes. So before it was banned, it was actually the leading cause of cave explorers dying. So if I get my hand right to it, as long as it does not feel the heat of my finger, it will not react at all because it cannot see what's happening.
Okay.
So yeah, they're pretty cool. They can actually, it's thought that they can sense magnetic fields and stuff like that. So that's kind of how they can get around.
This is nice.
We're walk through.
Natural man-made.
Yes. So this is all natural.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, huh? So I'll show you some of these things. So all these paints and things like that started to corrode, and this water turned to green itself. And unfortunately, that's killing off all the wildlife in our ecosystem. So we had to get rid of it because all the salamanders actually breathe through their skin. So we had to get rid of all the coins and replace the water into the 2000s. The last few months, we've actually seen salamanders return, things like that. And so after there's like a climate disaster or something like that, or like maybe oil tanker spilled, they'll look back to see when salamanders start. like penicillin. However, unlike a penicillin, a lot of people that are intolerant to penicillin can actually use this.
What's that? Penicillin?
So, yeah.
The medicine?
No. It's actinomyces, which is like penicillin.
Oh.
So our local universities are studying this as an alternative to
Wow.
Yes. So it's pretty cool.
Hmm.
Also. Another important rock formation that we have in our. So this is called a rim pull. So this is where water will come down with force, and it will push all of the mud out of the way, and then it will stand here, and over thousands of years, it will kind of grow up these walls and things like that. See? So yeah, it's a rim pull. Unfortunately, this one was damaged when the Smith brothers used dynamite in the area, but it's okay. There are a lot more other rim pulls in our cavern.
Very interesting.
Why do you use dynamite?
Just to make digging.
Wow.
Like drip.
Woo!
It's like
Pahipo nga. Pahipo.
Hindi ka pwede.
Bawal.
Bawal maghawa. No attack, sabi nga eh.
Hindi, doon lang yata eh. Ano ba yun? Lahat.
Pati nga uminom ng tubig, bawal eh.
Kaya baka malason.
There's another water.
Alright.
Wow, there's another room in here.
There's another wishing well.
No. Well, kind of. So it used to be, but
Oh,
we call this
water.
the reflection.
Yeah, there's a lake.
So unfortunately.
Hala, look at that. There is a room right there behind this curtain.
Do you see if I show our light just right, you can see a perfect reflection
Yeah.
in the water. So this is because this is very high in manganese, which used to be used for the backing of mirrors until it was considered too toxic.
Oh,
So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
kaya don't drink
toxic.
anything.
Yes, and so you because of the manganese and magnesium, you don't want to drink any of the water that goes through one of our mountains in our area
Yeah.
because. Do you guys know what milk magnesia is?
Not really.
It's a laxative. So
Yeah, milk of magnesia. Does come from here?
Yes.
Oh.
No, it doesn't. But it has a lot of the same compounds in it. It's a lot of the same.
Wow.
Things like that. So 1 cup of this water is about 5 cups of milk magnesia.
This water.
Yes. So that's why you never drink water in an area that comes out of a cave.
Oh.
Never.
So let's mix it.
If you guys want, I
this
can
water.
turn off the lights
This
and we
one.
can experience total darkness, and I can explain a few things, or I can leave the light on. Either way.
It doesn't matter. We want to try to turn the light off.
Yeah. We'll see what's happening.
All right. So turn off the light. 3, 2, 1.
Wait, now my light. Hold on.
Called complete darkness.
Oh
So
my God.
running back, and so then you have a fuel line running to your
Charlie.
So if you guys look right here, there is a quartz. Geode
quartz?
right there. Yep, quartz. Right there.
Okay.
Oh,
So quartz is the most common mineral found in the world. It makes up 15% of sedimentary rocks, or about 2% of the Earth's crust. So it's really common. Almost all the other minerals you'll find in our area are actually just impure forms of quartz, such as amethyst, citron. They are actually just impure quartz.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Usually I have to say, tell people to watch
Oh,
your
tingnan mo yung lights. Oh.
Guys,
Okay, watch your head.
Sparkling.
So unfortunately, of course,
Take
you don't
it
have spiders,
easy.
but you can kind of see a part of a web right
Ang
here.
gustuhan ko lang ate para mga
spider.
bintana.
Yeah, here's a spider web. The spider's no longer. Cool, huh? So yeah,
Spider right here, Glena.
yeah. So it probably
Spider?
moved here because we
Alright.
shut.
Oh, this
Spider
one?
web.
Yeah, so we
Spider.
shut down for a
Don't
few
touch
weeks,
it.
which is why it would be in this
it.
area, but it probably
Yeah.
has since left because again, since their body is
Lena.
58 degrees, our 98.6 degree bodies, they
Yeah.
really don't like that. Sorry, leave.
Watch your head. Thank you,
Mga
ate.
para matandang
Oh,
naggaganyan.
ikaw na ate.
Oh, sweet.
What's this, guys?
Yeah, so we have a few wrinkles here. Again,
Yan
so
si
that's
ate
where
lang.
water
Oh, ang
will
ganda.
stay
Sa
and
ilalim
sort of
ng
build
tree.
up walls.
Hello, did you got me?
What is that?
Yes, so this is a rim pool. So that is where the water stays. It'll be building up walls over thousands of years. So
Huh?
This one's still active. And the rim pools back there are kind of inactive, you see?
Wow.
And they'll build these walls over thousands of years.
Huh.
So yeah, it's really cool. You can actually see the footprints of a raccoon that got into our cavern for a little bit.
Hindi ka nakita.
Okay, like you think.
So yeah, right here, so there are like some footprints of a raccoon back in our area. So
Where
unfortunately,
is it?
Raccoon.
yeah, raccoon. So you can see some of its footprints
Yeah.
right here. So especially right there.
Oh, di ka
Ah, it looks like
Yeah.
a raccoon. Oh, the
No, so it's footprints. So a raccoon got in here a few months ago, and it started causing pandemonium, was terrorizing tour guides and things like that.
Oh.
Yes, so it took us forever to be able to capture it.
So
You
it's,
already
it's
captured him?
Yes, and don't worry, he was released safely on the property.
So they call it
Okay.
raccoon.
so it's possible there is a raccoon inside or no more?
No more, but they do occasionally make their
Yeah.
way in every few years.
Yeah, kasi may truck yan.
Yeah.
That's
Kaya
Look like ang ganda, no? Para haligi. Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we got a few different cool formations.
It's really neat. Look like a,
well, what's this one?
you know that one over there?
Mapunahin.
It look
Oh.
like
Like
A waterfall. So
a design.
foundation.
yeah. So this area is pretty
Yeah.
cool. So we this area used to kind of have a waterfall to it. It still does a little bit during the winter months because the winter months is the
Ay,
best
sorry
season
ate.
for caves.
Dito ako.
So you can kind of see that sparkling cave warts. So cave warts is how we can tell in the past there used to be a really big waterfall. Kind of see this green stuff over here. That is actually a type of algae that will grow in caves that have.
Yeah,
lots
it
of them.
looks like an algae.
Yeah. So
Ah.
yeah. So
Really, no?
that is
Yeah.
why we don't have any full spectrum lights in this area because we don't want to introduce plants and other types things that don't naturally grow in caves. That's why you don't see white lights.
Ah, okay.
We're walking down.
That's why no lights more.
Yes. So please be careful as you walk down. The Hall of Dreams.
Hall of Dreams, Ate Ling.
Oh.
Yes, so
Hall of
when we
Dreams.
did overnight tours. This is where it
Oh,
stays.
wow.
We back.
Nice.
So here a lot of Boy Scouts and other youth groups would do it. So
They
yeah,
go over there underneath?
yes, they have all throughout this area.
Oh, but it's very dangerous, you know.
Dangerous,
Yes,
all that
so-
rocks.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're
they
gonna
do
hit
that.
your head. My God.
You would. So you see how all these ones are kind of like broken off.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately. So during the 2030s, it was pretty common to. that people would only go to their caverns. So I'll show you. Some of these were damaged in the cave wars. So do you see like how this one's regrowing right here?
Yeah, the water.
It's growing.
So even though this one only lost about my thumb
That's a
tips
water?
amount, yes,
We can touch?
no,
No.
we just look at it. So even though this is only about like my thumb's amount of regrowth, that is still about 100, 200 years to regrow.
Oh my gosh. That's a water
Yes.
or
yes, that's
formed in the stone now.
Yes, that is water that's forming stone.
It's
so,
water.
So do you guys see this?
It's
this
water
sugar?
that form look like it's growing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it is growing. So, like, do you see this one will it'll take around 2,000 to 3,000 years to regrow what was broken off during the cave wars?
Oh my God. That's a lot.
Yeah, so it's really cool.
Looks the
So
water.
I'm gonna show you guys a few more.
Puti, oh, no?
That's really
Yeah.
neat.
Tumutubo siya or nag-drip yung water?
Yeah, they're growing.
Yeah, it's
Drip
growing.
ng water, tumutubo.
Yeah, so like,
Parang
Takes a
mata,
long
oh.
time
Tingnan
to
mo.
grow back.
Oo, parang kuko.
Wala,
very
para
long
kuko.
Sabi,
Here's what your hand
huwag
is.
nakabidyo ko.
So for a little bit, the ground might
Grabe,
is
ulit.
show a few cool
Kaya
things.
pala walang maraming ilaw.
So,
Oh, Glenda,
Ha?
again,
it's gonna show you something.
What is
again,
that?
this unfortunately in our part of the cave area that we'll go on, there's not any full fossils, but you can see some stems of some crinoids, things like that, right here. So pretty cool. So this would be like this stem of it, the long part of the animal.
Oh.
Pretty cool. So
It's
yeah.
cold.
Then
Wow.
we're gonna move on over here. So then there's
Picture
another
lang nito
spot
eh.
right around
Naling
where
siguro
is it?
sila.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right here.
Ayan only.
So you can see a lot more crinoids, things like that, and
Parang
also
mga
see
kurtina
parts of
ate.
the hornbill.
Super
Right there.
ganda
So-
talaga.
So here's a good spot. So you can actually see the precursor clams, things like that. So
Yeah.
all this rock formation is from
Oh,
this.
clams
Kasi
right
para
here.
ma-enjoy.
Glenda,
Ha?
Yeah,
clams.
clams. So this million years ago.
300 million?
Yeah, 320 million. You
Where
got
is
it.
it?
Years ago, right there.
Crazy. Right here's
Right
the.
there.
Here,
Oh, that's
there's-
one?
Yep.
The clams?
The
Yep.
clams.
Oh.
And then you have a hornbill right
So
here.
what happened? The clams coming up here?
Long time ago.
Long time ago, yeah.
120 million years ago.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
crazy,
from
huh?
the waters because of the flood.
Yeah, and then our mountains down over here.
Because of the flood, I think.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Ninuno na na.
Allah,
And then you
that's
can see
a
some like
clam.
hornbills and
It
see these
said
shapes
100
like,
million.
right there. So these
400 million?
120 million.
120
No,
million.
300
That's
320 million.
320
See those
million
hornbills? So we
years.
can actually tell a lot about how the composition of the water and the temperature of water used to be back then when this creature died, because the way that the temperature was how its shell formed. So we can tell a lot about that.
I don't know.
Right here. So this is a,
Yeah.
oh yeah, so this is more.
Look, this
Oh.
here.
Yeah, so that's a bunch
This
of
is so
calcium right there.
pretty.
Calcium.
So I know that this looks like
Calcium.
I know that looks fuzzy. However, that is still crystallized right there. It's just
Oh,
the
it's
way our
dripping.
water adheres to it.
Oh, drip.
Oh yeah. And so if you guys actually look down, you guys probably get some pretty good videos.
Look at
You
it,
can actually
ate.
see
Ikaw muna.
in these rim holes where
Look,
all
lapit
the calcite has crystallized right there. So I find it pretty cool right here where the
That's neat.
carbonic acid has
especially-
actually made a hole.
Especially that one.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. So if you guys look up right here, so you'll see like
It's wet?
Harap ka.
No, don't touch.
I don't touch.
Yeah, so
I
like-
just look
yeah. So do you guys see
Harap ka
how it's
rito.
kind of like crystallized right here inside of them? It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Wow,
It
this
look
is
like-
white and then yellow.
It
Yes.
looked like in the ocean thing.
Yes, so it's mostly white because that's calcium. However, when it oxidizes or sometimes when it mixes like with the manganese impurities, it can get a brownish color.
Very interesting.
Yes, if you guys look up right here, you see a lot of whiteness, things like that.
Uh-huh.
So that is actually called calcium dendrites or calcium cave popcorn. So that's not forming like the others. That is where when the water is actually being pulled out of the rock as it evaporates, all the minerals are being pulled out of the rock also. That's kind of how these form.
Wow.
So yeah, so if you guys look right here, you can call see what is called a flood marker. So that is one of the ways we can tell the evolution of this cave, how it all formed, because the wider parts of these, we can actually see how long the water level is at each part. So it's at the longest time is at this level, and it was almost never at this level.
Oh,
Cool, huh?
so it means full of water before.
Yes. And so right, I believe, our feet, we can actually tell if I stomp on this right here,
Oh, there is a hole in
is actually,
underneath.
yes, it's actually hollow. So the hole underneath goes all the way from here, behind here, and out to the
There's
green
the
area
hole?
back there.
Yeah, you look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
all.
Siya eh.
Yeah,
all hold.
hold.
it's only about half a foot's worth of
Ooh, be
sandstone.
careful. Oh my
We might
goodness.
fall down.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we're gonna go right here. We gotta
He
be
said it's the
careful.
water.
So this is
And that
considered
one.
a chandelier
Wow.
formation. A chandelier
Look at
formation,
this chandelier.
it's just where a bunch of stalactites
Glenna.
grow
So what
into
is
it.
that?
Chandelier.
Oh,
A
chandelier.
chandelier. So yeah. Our area, kind of right here. Cool.
What is that?
That's just flowstone that is broken in a special way, so that we can kind of tell the formation of our area, how the cave water changed, stuff like that. All right, so we'll walk through. So there's stalagmite underneath.
Wow, there's another room, Ateling.
Well, this,
Another bedroom.
yes,
Another
this,
bedroom.
yes. This area has the opposite problem. So this area almost never forms any stalactites or soda straws, but you have a lot of stalagmites. So I know this
Got
looks
some
like
right
a
there,
pillar.
like crystal in the back.
Oh yeah, there's here,
Right
here,
on
things
this
like
side.
that.
Yeah, there is white color. in it.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's some calcium right there.
Calcium.
yeah.
Calcium.
So we know this is stalagmite. So this grew from the ground up. We can tell that because this is not flush with ceiling. If it was a stalactite, it would be flush and level. But since it's like this, we know it actually grew from the ground as a stalagmite. So even though this is touched the top, this will still keep growing wider and wider. So it's pretty cool.
Wow.
There you go.
Look like popcorn ceiling.
Oh yeah, it does. It's pretty cool. All right, so we're gonna walk over here. So this is the last thing you're really allowed to touch on the tour. So
What's that now?
this is the last thing on the tour you're allowed to touch.
So
This
beautiful.
Yes.
You can
So,
touch?
yes. So this is a
You
clay.
can touch now.
Yes. So this is
Oh,
clay.
that's so small.
Yes. So
What?
this is
No,
clay that's
No, you
washing it from the outside. So it's not an active formation, so you're allowed to touch.
This
Yeah, this is just
oh,
regular
this
pottery clay.
this is a clay.
Yep.
Wow.
Our area is actually pretty good for pottery and stuff like that. For the
So it means this become rocks. This is a clay underneath of this.
yes, this entire area is basically.
Wow.
Make a clay pot.
Yeah, this is a clay now, but this is the rock now.
Yes.
It's turned to the rock. This is the thickness of the.
Oh
See?
yeah. Yeah. Is it?
See? This is the rock, and then this is the clay.
Pretty cool, huh?
Here,
Oh,
here, Day. My
It's
mom.
a clay.
So, yeah. It's pretty interesting.
yep,
Yan gagawin ng banga.
Rock.
Sa ingan natin.
clay. It's turned to the rock now.
Clay.
In 100 years. Parang gituyo yata o kuy-kuy oh.
here because a lot of these rock formations are active and they're of great interest to scientists to
Can I
research.
go over there so they can drink water with me for good luck?
Oh yeah. Good. So yeah, so you see all this water. So actually, just yesterday, this almost entirely dried out. We actually had a lot of water, but usually this is the dry season, so be dried out. But during the winter months, the water will be so much that it'll actually overtake this first step that you're standing on, and it can almost overtake the second step. So when that happens, we have to figure out how this bore works. Is that pretty cool, huh?
It is. Obviously it's closer so I can touch.
Yeah. So usually stalactites are solid in the center, but these are all outsides because they are still hollow because the amount of water that will go through them.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is like our mini Ruby Falls as we call it.
Okay. Good luck.
Pag may drop, good luck.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh,
We gotta drop now. I'm lucky.
Samian is so lucky.
So yeah, when you guys are ready
How
to walk
about if
up,
I swim?
start walking up these stairs.
I want to swim.
Yeah. Good luck.
He said that it's good luck with the water drip on you.
Yeah, me and Gary, because we can stay there for a long time. That's why I dropped.
Yeah.
Wala, madulas. Ah, dyan? Wow, sabi sa
Saan siya mag-pick?
Look like a nose.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Big nose.
So this formation right here is 1,000 times faster than the average formation.
Tao na baliktad. Tao na baliktad natin. And this one is just like a pig.
And so it's pretty cool that her.
Gina.
Ano meron dyan?
Not only are these
What's that?
not only are these thin enough to
Bacon?
see.
Oh, just like a
Yeah,
bacon.
you actually tap on them because they are also hollow.
Oh.
Yeah, most are not hollow, but these are actually hollow, so
Very
they're pretty
hollow.
cool.
It can break, right?
Yes. Yes,
It's
that's why I was
very
doing it
hard.
lightly. Yeah.
If you hit it hard.
There's actually a Lambert's rock, so he used to let you have take pictures there, and then about 2 or 3 weeks later, in the mail, you would get a postcard of it and stuff like that. It's really cool.
It is.
Yeah. We're gonna walk through this tunnel. So we call this the tunnel of love, but it has a nice name. But please watch your head because love can hurt.
Okay. You're really right. Love can hurt. Yeah, watch out your head.
tayo bibili ng ticket o sa ano.
Hello, baby. So sorry. Fungus.
Yes, this area is very high in biodiversity. Or during one of our earthquakes, this will break.
Yeah.
But still, yeah, it's really cool. This is very rare to have a bridge. You don't know, so you don't go. So we're gonna go to like a little line in front of you. And they actually had a lot safer.
Yeah.